You ready?
Let's do it.
This is a long time coming. I think this is the one I've been waiting for the most. This is a special project. All right, y'all. Welcome to the Catalyst Podcast, where we spotlight the leaders, the builders, and the creators that are shaping the future of cannabis. And today's episode is a special one because I'm not just bringing on any guests. I'm bringing on my business partner, my co-founder, and my fellow dabble rouser in this space, Adam Rothstein. Adam is the brains and the brawn behind the Plug Society, and our rapidly growing platform is connecting the dots across the cannabis supply chain. If you've ever tried to find the right vendor, co-packer, brand partner, or supplier in this space, you already know it can feel like it's a guessing game. What the Plug Society is here to fix that with transparency, real relationships, and actual tools that are built for this industry that really can bring us forward and move us in this whole industry in the right direction. So in this episode, we're going to pull back the curtain a little bit, find out a little bit, how we built this thing, what we've learned already, where we're headed, and how Catalyst and the Plug Society is teaming up to make collaboration the new currency in cannabis. So without further ado, man, let's dive in, and thank you so much for being here.
Well, I appreciate you having me, man. I'm excited to dive in here.
Well, I don't want to wait anymore. I want to figure out the best way to share this story because I know where it came from, but let's share a little bit about the beginning. I know you've had this idea in your back pocket for a while, but let's, where did this whole idea start from?
Okay, yeah. The origin of the Plug Society really dates back to about 4 years ago. So it was post-COVID. I had just started a job working for a vape manufacturer, and we were travel heavy, talking 20 trade shows in the first 3-4 months.
Oh.
And, as a vendor, like you were for years, you travel every couple weeks, you start seeing people and hanging out with them, other vendors. And these are people at that point you start seeing more than your own family. So they become, really good friends and essentially family, like the cannabis industry does provide, and you actually go build this sense of community. And I hit a point where not everybody needed vapes. It's only 20 to 30% of most markets. So I didn't want to say no to anyone. I always wanted to help them. And I had this group of vendor friends. So when I talked to someone, no matter what they needed, if it was packaging, terpenes, this pre-roll machine, maybe they needed a CPA, it was when you're in that room, you could be like, oh, you got to go meet my homie so-and-so. And you and I were great at this, right?
It's so fun.
Anybody who needed a pre-roll machine, I'd plug you in, and vice versa. If anybody needed vape hardware, you'd plug me in. And that's that concept, right? Of the Plug Society. You hit up the plug has what you need. This is just the plug on the B2B ancillary side of the cannabis business. So again, for brands, operators, and retailers to go find this network of trusted, curated vendors for both goods and services in the industry was kind of the initial idea, right? I think I've told you this many times too, that in essence creates a consultant hub, and I'm not a big fan of consultants because a lot of them will want a lot for nothing. They'll throw you in a group chat and a couple months down the road expect to get paid, where they're really referral consultants, not what we're trying to offer here is like business consultants and people who want to go close deals.
Yeah, man.
So this, as you've seen it, the initial idea was build a good network of curated friends and vendors in the space that we could plug in. That way, no matter what, you'd have a solution for anybody. Now, this is dovetailed into something much larger than ourselves, where I'm sure we'll get into, but where we can do that and also add a missing void and fill a void in the cannabis industry that should ultimately help the industry grow.
Well, what does plug mean to you? Now, it's been 6 weeks out of the gate. Does that word, it's got more gravitas to me, but what does plug mean to you these days?
You got to see it in action, right? Just like with the 13, 14 vendors we brought on already, some of these initial meetings and phone calls we've had, people need 6 different things at once, and it's hard to manage that many projects. It's hard to manage one project at a time. So it's been a really, really good response of people calling in. And to your point, what does the plug mean? It's never changed. The plug has what you need. And hearing this initial response from people of like, I would love to have something centralized, warm recommendations are great. And we've gone out and built this trust with these folks. That's like, the most important thing for these vendors. Like, you could Google search someone and see what their ratings are, but the tried and true, actually seeing how people hold themselves, how they do business before, during, and after that business is being done. Those things are important, and like I said, we spent a ton of time, countless hours with these people, traveling with them, watching them build their businesses alike. So we have built that web of trust. So when we hand you off to one of our vendor partners, no matter what you're looking for, we know they're going to treat you like family. So from one plug to another, if you will, that's really what the plug means now. It's being there for the industry, no matter what they need, whether you're a startup business or one of the largest MSOs. Everybody needs something, and being guided down that right path by the plug will hopefully help save you some time and money along the way.
Yeah. Well, speaking of growing pains, I mean, every startup has growing pains. What's been the hardest one so far?
Time.
Ooh.
We're 6 weeks in, so we're still a relative baby when it comes to it. But time management, we're building the plane as we fly it, like many of these other cannabis companies are, and that's always the hardest thing, time management. I think that relates to personal life and business life. But while we're trying to onboard vendors heavily, their targets, clients are really what we're trying to go build too. So it's trying to onboard a ton of vendors while also trying to go bring some meat on the bone for them and what we're doing by providing them hot leads and warm introductions. So it's always going to be a balance, We've had countless conversations late at night as this goes too, and the bandwidth of 2 people will eventually become 3 and 4, and we'll scale this thing up to hopefully more than that. But as of now, it's really just time management that's been the hardest part with startup. We found a really unique model in this fractional business development meets SaaS platform. A lot of initial excitement around it. Thankfully we have the right team building the website for us that we brought in, and
Thank you, Matthew.
I've watched a lot of people struggle to get their businesses going, and I'm very thankful that I didn't do this 5 years ago and jump the gun on it, because your network truly is your net worth. And this wouldn't have happened without being at all these shows and spending that time out, which seems like sometimes there's no ROI on trade shows, or how do you value that? This is it. After you look back after 5 years of really building that ancillary network, to be able to call these people, tell them your vision and what you want to provide to them as a business, have them immediately understand that, latch on, and want to be a part of it, is extremely rewarding on the early front. So just means we're going in the right direction. We just need to keep moving forward. But yeah, time. All in due time.
I'm going to make a joke about how long that answer was.
Time.
And about I didn't even make the joke.
It made itself. Yeah. Brevity is key. I'll shorten my answers to 150 words or less.
120 characters. We've joked about this before, but I mean, let's be real. Like, how do you balance speed, right? Go to market with polish, right? To bring tech into this industry. There's a balance in between that, right? Like, you don't want to let the baby out of the nest, but sometimes like you get kicked out of the nest, as they say. And you have to fly. So
right.
What has been like that balance point for you?
It's somewhere floating in between function, fashion, and finance, right?
There you go.
So functionality, I think, is the most important thing, making sure people understand what you're able to provide for them. Fashion can be last. I know our first WordPress site put together wasn't amazing, and the new one looks way better. So in terms of a presence where people believe how real you are, how you do one thing is how you do all. So having that nicer looking UI on the website so people know that we're legitimate, it certainly helps. But again, that's just kind of patching like what makes sense at the time for your business. And the last part of that, the finance end of it, it's making sure all of the features that we're going to spend money on aren't just another app for somebody to go join. Right? I want this to actually help you plan and organize your business So you can move on to the next level and grow your business and not fall into these same traps that every other cannabis company has failed forward doing, right? Not everybody has the opportunity to fail forward. If your initial capital investment falls and there's no one backing you, and you got burned by 3 vendors that have also burned a ton of other brands in the industry, as of now, there's no accountability beyond that point, right? So I hope this platform provides a safe place for people to come get exclusive deals from our vendors, help plan and manage everything external from their business in one place, because that's a struggle we've seen from everyone. You know, it wasn't just on the vape hardware side, it wasn't just on the pre-roll side. This is an overarching industry issue, and I'm sure we'll get to that one later too, but it's why most people don't like supply chain.
Well, what's something that most people don't understand about supply chain, and specifically for cannabis? I mean, and or hemp. I mean, those are 2 different beasts, but what's a simple thing that's something like that you just wish that they knew that might, connect some dots already?
Yeah. I think it's just that there's a lot of moving pieces. When we broke it down, there's roughly 60 subcategories of cannabis when you look around the wheel of vendor suppliers for both goods and services. And it's like, as we break these down, right? I'm sorry, can you repeat where we were at?
Yeah. What's something that people don't understand?
What they don't understand about the supply
just something
chains,
that
right?
you would wish that they knew.
I wish they knew that there were so many moving pieces.
Okay,
That's what I was trying to allude to here. That, when you want to launch a pre-roll in your state, that there's not just 3 vendors you need, there might be 12. And there's going to be a lot of things that come up on the operational side of things. And that's where most people lose their business planning, is all the little things that come up to get you from A to Z, right?
Yeah.
So knowing that there's 40 different external vendors you may talk to in a given fiscal year, right? It's overwhelming. And when you know that from the start, it can help you start to plan your business. The biggest F word in cannabis is forecasting, right? Everybody cringes when they hear that word. But this, the whole goal of this platform is to help people do that, right? To have everything external from your company in one place. So even if you're using all of our partner vendors, it'll be an easy plug and play. If you'd like to add in any external vendors, we'll have a section for that. So again, we can help people organize. Because that seems to be the number one issue with supply chain, and why people don't like it is because they're left to their own Google Sheets and Slack channels and Monday.com and WhatsApp threads and text messages, email threads. You can already tell that's lost.
Dude, I'm not joining your Telegram channel.
So that's what I wish people knew about supply chain. It's complex. There's a lot of moving pieces in it. And again, the whole goal of the Plug Society was to centralize that and simplify it. So we can actually plan, we can budget, know where we're spending our money, and not be blindsided when these little operational costs or extra vendors we need along the way pop up. So we can raise this level of business within the cannabis industry.
Well, we talk a lot about collaboration over competition.
Yeah.
And, with that being the nucleus and the ethos of it, how do you see the Plug Society helping that out as being a community-driven infrastructure?
Right. I know we've had a lot of question early on too, especially with how we're building this. So there's going to be a shift. I've brought this up to all of our partner vendors already, but how we're building this for the foundation to have this curated, trusted network that will eventually be self-policing. The foundation is the most important piece of this, like the foundation of a home or the bottom of a snowman. In order to get the ball to roll downhill, you got to build the right ball first, right? So by us offering exclusive category representation for the original people who see the value in what we're building in the Plug Society, that's going to help facilitate only good business off the bat, because these are vendors that we've met, right? So we've had a few different vendors trying to get in on the same category even, and we love all of them, right? It's tough to have to say no to somebody up front, especially when the whole purpose of this long term is to be a collective. Yep. We don't want to have to say no to any. We want to get all the vendors on board, which we'll get to. But again, in order to build the company right and know that the business is going to be done the right way, we wanted to bring in the right partners, And over time, when we hit every wheel or every piece of this wheel and fill all these subcategories, we'll open this up. We'll have every vendor representing each category be able to join, apply, make sure there's no people with Gmails and Yahoo accounts on this website. This is going to be strictly B2B. And at that point, this becomes a self-police system and a self-rated system where it's open for brands and vendors to search for availability. Maybe a terpene company and you're in a pinch, like everybody is in cannabis, doesn't have the ayahuasca terps that you needed, and you have to hit a deadline in 3 weeks. Now you can go on here, let people know your timeline's 3 weeks, and see which vendors are in stock ready to help you. We're close to getting to this point where it's going to just fuel itself, this ecosystem. It's really exciting.
Well, walk us through, to start with a brand or a retailer, to actually get plugged in. What does the success look like to them once they've come on and sort of tapped into the ecosystem?
Yeah, sure. So let's start with the vendor side of that, right? So again, this is strictly a B2B platform covering the ancillary side of the cannabis industry. So facilitating that vendor to brand, operator, and dispensary pipeline. So for vendors, they'll come on and apply. Like I said, we've already locked in 13, coming on 14 vendors that are representing each of their subcategories of cannabis. So we encourage other vendors in the space, even if we've already filled those categories, again, please apply, because we're going to get to a point where we want everybody on this platform. It's just for the greater good of the industry. But for a vendor, they would apply. We would look at it as the admins. If the category was not filled, we'd set up a follow-up call with those vendors. This, again, is truly vetted system. Like we don't want to just throw you in because someone said you did good business. We want to come meet you. We want to hang out with you. We want to come to your facility and actually walk the walk and talk the talk with you, right? That's how we can stick our neck out and truly say that we've vetted this system, right? Is by going up and showing up day one. Again, how you do one thing is how you do all. So that's really how vendors can get involved with what we're doing. And again, if it's not now, it's going to be a yes at some point. So again, I'd encourage everybody to get involved with what we're doing, no matter what, even if you're a startup or long-term business. And then on the brand side, brands, operators, and retailers get to join the site for free. So our website is live right now. We're building out the functionality in the background as we build the plane, as we fly it, like we said. Yeah, but you can still go in, apply for an account. I think we're at a point as of earlier this week that you should be able to go through, let us know every one of these subcategories of cannabis that you currently need assistance with. And we can start plugging you in the old school manual way until these functionalities get built out on the site. But yeah, long term, a brand will be able to go here, register for an account. We'll validate that it's a real domain, not somebody just trying to jump on the site to get freebies or tire kick our vendors. But after that, you'll be able to log in, have access to exclusive deals from all of our vendors. There'll be a back end where you can, again, project manage, budget, forecast, everything external for your business. And then the beauty of this is we don't want to bother you about things that aren't relevant to you, right? So as you sign up, maybe you're the CFO of your business and you only want to get information about administrative vendors or anything finance related. You can go in, select those. Maybe that's M&A or insurance or payment processing that you're interested in. Tailor that to your personal profile. Let us know how often you want to get our weekly or biweekly or monthly TPS reports. And those will be tailored to you based on the needs that make sense. Right, so your marketing team can come on and get updates from all of our marketing vendors, and similarly, your cultivation team, maybe they want to know about nutrient updates or grow lighting equipment from our vendors. So again, it's going to be very tailored to the specific role for the people on your team. We encourage everyone from your team to join, because the more people who are able to use these tools and better their business themselves professionally in the industry, again, that's the whole goal here. So,
hell yeah.
It wasn't brief, but it answered.
All right, so we've got like a bird's eye view, right, of this admin portal where you can look at your deal flow. You can see those conversations that you have with these vendors that you've been matched up with.
Yeah.
Where's going to be like the dashboard inside of there too, right? Because I know, like you said, there's multiple projects going on. Inside of that, there's a UI for them to see that and make it real simple.
Yes.
Okay.
Of course. Yeah. The whole point of this, again, was not to just be another app. you have to solve multiple issues would be preferred, but at least one. Otherwise, there's no incentive for people to join, right? And that was what we had realized when we were able to pull ourselves back and kind of look around the industry and look for that void was everyone's having a really hard time with supply chain just because of the disorganization that exists. It's very fragmented as it exists right now in the industry. So, this is, again, solving several different issues while allowing us to work with and for our friends that we've met on the vendor side.
Yeah. Even beyond the show me's that we made.
Yeah.
I'm coining that too.
The show me's. I like that. It's a good one.
Well, what drives you to keep showing up for this industry? I mean, it's
a tough
fucking
industry.
Brutal.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
Everybody has cannabis PTSD, even if they've been in the industry for a day. It's after I got laid off in May too, after being the #1 sales rep for years, it's like, you kind of like look at it and you're like, do I even want to be in this anymore? And then it's the people, man. When you actually sit there and ask yourself that question, you're like, how could I ever go anywhere else? When you actually like look at what we're able to do at events, we're really like, we're on a prohibition curve and fighting for something that should exist. Like there's something much larger than ourselves that we're doing. Like beyond anything, like even like, I don't even want to like relate it to prohibition of alcohol because alcohol hurts the body. We're in like a prohibition curve of something that is recreational and medically important. Yeah. Correct. So there's a lot more to it, right? And a lot of people don't like their jobs or they get stressed out. But when you're building something like this and you see other like-minded people who are fighting uphill too, it's awesome. It motivates you to get up every day. And like this company, I've definitely lost sleep over the last 6 weeks. I love building. Like the whole startup mentality to me is super cool. Should be my 3rd startup in a row. Hopefully my last, or we just keep building. But we're never going to stop building.
Well, when you look back from years to now, like a few years down the road, reflection time, like what do you hope that people say about Plug Society?
I hope it is valued as a tool that helped craft the future of the cannabis industry. Like I said, the centralization of the supply chain is extremely important. We have several other platforms that exist to facilitate a lot of different pipes of the industry, but what's lacking was that forefront where it all begins in the initial B2B supply chain. So I really hope people years down the road can look back and say that the Plug Society added value to not only their business, but to the greater industry.
What's one thing that you've learned working with me?
You can keep up, that's for sure. I always have bags under my eyes if I stay up late and show up to morning meetings. He doesn't crack. But it's good to have somebody who's that motivated as a partner. I will say that. I knew you were high energy, obviously from doing all these shows with you. But getting to know you more personally, we finally hung out in Michigan. Like getting to know your family, like those are all things that just really help define someone and their genuinity. So I guess what I will openly tell you now is I learned you weren't a fake. From where I met you out with your jazz hands selling, on the ancillary side, getting to know you as a human being, you're the same person. So that's extremely important to me. And honestly, just everything I'm building with the Plug Society revolves itself around genuinity. So
yeah, man,
that's why you fit right in.
Appreciate
That's why we're doing this.
Fun fact for you.
Okay.
This was the shirt that I was wearing when we were sitting at the shoe bar at the Sheridan in Atlantic City at 1 to 4 a.m. we met.
Wow. Yeah. I think he did that on purpose.
I pulled it out because, one, it's loud as fuck. And
if I would have remembered that, it would have been weirder. I didn't. So
that's me remembering things that may or may not be relevant, but there they are. That's why I call them fun facts.
Right. That's what I knew you could hang, though.
Fun to one.
The business development reps who should go to bed past 1 a.m., but see people out and about who are like, there could be a lead over here. I'm gonna go entertain. I'm still out and about.
There's
still
less
got some
noise.
Juice left. Let's go.
Less noise.
That's when you know someone's cut from the same cloth too. So it's those conversations you have from like 10 p.m. to 2 a.m. are usually fantastic.
Oh, dude, they rip.
Yeah.
That's why, like,
where the real business happens.
After the expo, I told you, dude, you go back, you change your shoes, style of shoes, You close your eyes for 10 minutes, maybe it's a half hour, reset, and then you get back out there.
Like, you might have to even do a short segment on your whole trade show etiquette of how you keep your feet maintained for the day.
It now has its own luggage.
Yeah, so we won't like divert, but you should do another episode on just your etiquette of trade shows.
You should see what I do for shoes before I go there. Facebook Marketplace, you know. Besides fashionista tips and tricks of the trade, if somebody was trying to break into cannabis now, whether it's even on the brand and retailer side or on the ancillary or vendor side, what's one piece of advice that you could give to them as they try to break in?
Get as vocal as possible. Involve yourself in anything. Even if it seems super small and there was only 5 people there, that means you get to spend more time with those 5 people. Get involved in any groups online. Look up any events near you. As the Plug Society gets built out too, I mean, we'll have a great resource in our events panel. All the events that we have actually showed up to and has proven to be a good ROI, we're going to list on there because we want to encourage people to go meet in person. Again, that's where the best business gets done. That's where we met and we were able to build this network. So just because you meet someone on our site and you're doing business, that's great, but I still want you to go meet in person. So that'll be a great tool. But yeah, again, if you're trying to get in the industry, the more vocal you are, the more hungry you are, the more opportunities you're going to get for yourself, just like anything else. So don't be afraid to ask questions. Even if you have a local dispensary that you love and just want to start working part-time, ask the question like, hey guys, I come in here all the time and I want to break into the industry. Are you guys hiring? Are there any events of local that I can get involved in? There's more than just the internet too. Use your talk box. That's what the best thing is to get an answer. And most of the people who are in these dispensaries are in the know of what's going on. There's not many of them I've met, to be honest, that are just there to collect a paycheck. A lot of them are there because they really love the industry and they're trying to do more. Mm-hmm. So they may even be in those same shoes, and who knows? Like, you may even made some good friends along the way, because that's usually how this works.
Closed mouths don't get fed.
Yes.
That's what I would say. That's my motto. That's what I've been living by. And I mean, that's what started all of this catalyst business and the Plug Society, I think, too, is closed mouths don't get fed. So let that be a lesson to you. For all the whippersnappers, or even somebody that's looking to change industries or change professions. That's one thing that's taken me further than I would have thought early on in my sales career. But and then having the education around it too helps, especially like if you've been doing the thing. Like people need that knowledge, and it's your duty to serve this community and share that education. And I'm a firm believer in that. Finish the sentence for me.
Okay.
The future of cannabis is
the Plug Society.
Ooh,
that was an easy one.
Come on, that was low-hanging fruit that you hit like Gallagher, dude. No, the last question I have for you. In a street fight, who wins? A grilled cheese or a taco? And before you answer, what's going through your head right now? Like, because your first initial reaction is taco, right? Obviously.
I think the sandwich is more structurally sound.
Dude, that's the debate. It's insulated. It's got a little in it. You might not affect it so much. Like,
is it a soft shell taco or a crispy shell taco?
It's always.
If it's brittle, it's falling apart for sure.
Dude, it's always a corn tortilla. Like, it's not flour. So.
But is it crispy or is it?
No.
So soft shell. Okay, soft shell corn.
Soft corn. Yes.
I still gotta go with the sandwich, dude. The tacos a messy, sloppy fighter, but don't get me wrong. Every day's Taco Tuesday. I love tacos. I still think sandwich is winning a street fight.
All right, I'm gonna go with taco for speed and agility. But if they get sliced, like, it's falling apart. Like, you've had a wet tortilla, right? And it's falling apart every time. I mean, good ones. That's why they double wrap them.
That's it.
So
most people don't know that. They just wrap two of the small ones together rather than separating them out to catch the outsides. You got to ask questions.
Closed mouths won't get fed.
That's it.
I can't think of a better opportunity or moment to end this podcast.
No. I appreciate you having me on to talk about this. This is well needed. Again, we're like 6 weeks into this, so I can't wait to continue watching Catalyst grow, figuring out how we can get all of our vendor partners from the Plug Society involved with that. Upcoming shows in September and a couple months from now in Grand Rapids, which is going to be amazing. But yeah, this is awesome, dude. There's going to be many more of these conversations and podcasts. Hopefully my hair doesn't continue to gray. I have one that's like that long. So, but it would be cool, if we have like a flip book of these where after like 30 years, we're still doing these.
I can't wait to see the size of this chain grow.
Right.
Look at that baby. Thank you so much. This was, like I said, long overdue, I think, for me and what I've wanted to do and being a creator and being able to present and put on. So thank you for being the first one on here. This means a lot to me, especially with what we're doing, what we're building, and where I see this going.
They kind of mean the same thing. Catalyst and the Plug Society is all bringing people together, right? They're synonymous. It makes a lot of sense.
It makes too much damn sense.
And if it makes enough sense, it makes dollars.
Hey, let's go.
Hey.
Well, again, thank you for tuning in. This has been an absolute treat, and I'm really excited to do more of these, to be able to put on. We have a couple more guests lined up coming in the next few weeks as we lead into some of these more intimate speaking events that we host here in West Michigan. So without further ado, thank you.